Arsenal Football Club are seemingly Premier League champions elect. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around that very statement in the aftermath of yesterday's incredible 4-1 North London derby triumph for Mikel Arteta's side. I have to say that with the consistency on show and with the inconsistency of others, a lot of us, including a little bit of myself, are going to have to come to terms with the fact that this title race could be over before it's even begun. And this might be finally the year that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal Football Club reign supreme over English football yet again. We're going to be talking about Arsenal. We're going to be talking a little bit about yesterday's game, the season so far, and why Premier League champions elect is probably not far away from being a reality and the truth come the end of the season. But before we get into all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage you all to get involved in the comment section down below. Use and abuse that section, people. Talk to me on this very topic of discussion. Talk to me about yesterday's game. Arsenal, Mikel Arteta. Could this finally be the year that they do it? Will they do or perform a major bottle job? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down below in that comment section. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, will make for great and interesting reading, I'm sure. So please do get involved. Would love to hear from you all. And without further ado, let's get on with the conversation at hand. Look, it was another perfect weekend for Arsenal. Man City and Liverpool dropped points. Liverpool, in my opinion, completely out of the title race, as much as it pains me to say. But that is the reality of the situation. You can't go 6-0-6 in the Premier League so far this season and hope to come out of it smelling of roses and being in a title race. It just does not work out that way. We are down and out as far as what I'm concerned. City lost to Newcastle, proving why I had concerns about Pep Guardiola's side this season in terms of if Erling Haaland is not firing on all cylinders, City do seem a pretty one-dimensional team, and do they have the others around him to contribute for the output of goals and assists if he is not on his game? The Aston Villa game a few weeks ago proved that. The game against Newcastle was further proof of that particular statement, as City dropped more points and are now 7 points adrift of the league leaders of Arsenal. Elsewhere, it was a good weekend for Chelsea as well, beating Burnley, seeing Liverpool and City and the like drop points as well. They are currently 6 points behind Arsenal. But next week's huge London derby, fierce London derby between the Blues and the Gunners is going to be massive. And again, Arsenal have a very good opportunity to put more points between themselves and, of course, second place Chelsea, if, of course, the things are to go their way and they are to win that game, which, again, with the kind of form that they're showing, the consistency on show, you would not put past them to actually get the 3 points against Enzo Maresca's side. But this is the reality of the situation. We may be facing a reality in the Premier League right now in which the Premier League title race is over before it's even begun. And Arsenal are the ones that are showing the most consistency. They have got an incredible defensive record. The only small blemish on their weekend was, of course, that incredible moment of brilliance from Richarlison, in which he lobbed David Raya from 40 yards out. An incredible moment from the Brazilian, but obviously a bit in vain considering that Eberechi Eze stole the show on the day in that North London derby with an incredible hat-trick. His first London derby. And it just had to be him, of course, with all the drama of a bit of a tug-of-war taking place between Arsenal and Tottenham in the summer over the signing of Eberechi Eze. Of course, it was written in the stars for him to, of course, get the final word on that and obviously put Tottenham to the sword in what was an incredible performance and display from the English star. Look, the fact of the matter is, for me, is that what I'm seeing right now is the stars aligning for Arsenal. The stars are aligning. It's a perfect scenario that's being played out for Arsenal here in terms of the competition are stuttering somewhat in terms of, obviously, we didn't expect the incredible drop-off of Liverpool, especially after the summer spending spree that they went on several short months ago. City, like I say, being a little bit one-dimensional. If Haaland isn't firing on all cylinders, they seem to stutter a little bit. Chelsea, I don't think are ready for a title race, in my personal opinion. And I've got to say, I didn't really expect it. I thought the Arteta Kool-Aid was going to run out this season. I thought that maybe after years of trying, failing, I felt like Arsenal were going to stutter themselves somewhat. I felt that it wasn't going to be as smooth sailing for Arsenal as what it's proving to be. And I'm being proven wrong a little bit here. Look, we've still got a long way to go, of course. There's still a lot of football to be played between now and the end of the season. A lot of things can happen in terms of injuries, in terms of bad patches of form and stuff. But Arsenal are the only ones right now that are showing me any kind of consistency. Like I say, defensively, they are solid. And even without Gabriel yesterday, and I know that a little bit was tied into how poor Tottenham were, and I thought that Tottenham's approach to the game was a bit cowardice, in all honesty. But a lot of credit may be having to go to Arsenal for making them seem that way as well. Defensively, they are insanely good. Midfield-wise, wonderfully balanced. And attacking-wise, look, a lot of people will point to set pieces and, you know, how strong they are and how consistent they are from those, and maybe call them a bit boring. Maybe there is an element of truth to that, depending on how your preference of play is, but there is more than one way to win a football game at the end of the day. And from open play, look, they scored 4 goals yesterday from open play. 4 goals from open play yesterday. Some wonderful football being played in there as well. They're only going to get better from open play, whilst also having in their back pocket as plan B, just in case their open play is not going according to plan, the consistency and the absolute danger of scoring goals consistently from set pieces. So, all round, this Arsenal team are dangerous, they are scary, and like I say, a lot of us are going to have to just come to the terms with the fact that it is extremely likely now that Arsenal will become the new Premier League champions for the 2025-26 Premier League campaign. We've bantered them. We've took the mick out of them. We've literally took the Mikel Arteta out of them as well. Now it seems as though we're going to have to come to terms with Arsenal being Premier League champions and maybe a while of Arsenal fans being a bit more unbearable than what certain sections of the fan base already are. So be prepared for a lot of talk about how this is the greatest Arsenal side of all time, one of the greatest Premier League sides of all time, how most of the squad is going to be getting into a Premier League all-time 11, how maybe even certain players deserve Ballon d'Ors, that kind of thing. It's going to get that way. It's going to get that way. Look, I'm joking a little bit. But the wonderful thing from an Arsenal perspective is that if you do wrap up the title pretty quickly, it means you can focus on other areas. Still got the FA Cup coming up. The Carabao Cup is still well within your hands as well. The Champions League, I mean, I'd obviously hate for it to obviously all come together for Arsenal, but there's no telling what could be an Arsenal season this year. there is absolutely no telling what could be an Arsenal season this year. This could be a season full of success. You wouldn't put it past them to achieve more than just one trophy this year. The Premier League is seemingly becoming more and more likely for them. But the Carabao Cup's well within their hands. You would make them a strong contender for the FA Cup without actually seeing the draw happen and take place between now and obviously the end of the season. And the Champions League, well, maybe with one or two exceptions in terms of maybe a Bayern Munich, maybe still a PSG, again, you may not even put it past them to be strong contenders for that as well. Am I getting a bit too ahead of myself? Maybe. Obviously, like I said, there's still a lot of football to be played. There's still a lot of stuff that can happen between now and the end of the season. But I think a lot of us are just going to have to accept that Arsenal are likely to become Premier League champions by the end of the season. And look, with all the evidence being presented before me in terms of the consistency of Arsenal, the inconsistency of everyone else, that statement to me seems to be very, very true. It does genuinely seem to be very, very true. And if they win on merit. Fine, fair enough. It's just a lot of others are going to have to come to terms with that. And as painful as it is that obviously my club are not in that conversation, because right now we are top of the bottom half of the table. Yeah. Arsenal Football Club. That is it. The incredible season continues. I don't understand why certain sections of the Arsenal fan base are still finding things to moan about. It is crazy to me. You feel like just absolutely strangling them and going, what are you doing? Why are you going... Why are you still being miserable and negative in a season that is full of excitement and optimism for you? I'd love to trade places with you right now. I'd love for last season to be back for Liverpool, but it's not. I'd say it's exciting times to be an Arsenal fan right now. I really, really would. And like I say, with the evidence being presented in front of me, this season could be something incredibly special for Arsenal Football Club. And there you have it. Those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling. Let me know what you guys make of this conversation down below in the comment section. Use and abuse that section, people. Would love to hear what you have to say on all of this stuff. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll speak to you again very, very soon.